Okay. I'll download the attendance in another 5 minutes. So meantime, I'll start the class. We have discussed about all these NFA to DFA conversion, DFA to minimize DFA. And yesterday when I was telling, I forgot to mention this. So we were, as a conclusion for this Hopcroft's algorithm, we have seen this grouping algorithm. So where we have grouped, when we were starting the grouping, we have start with respect to final states, non-final states grouping, and then we have kept on moving. Then we started splitting that particular, picking each group, we kept on splitting it by looking at the transition table. So when we were looking at the transition table, we were seeing with respect to each transition, the contents what you're having in that each transitions. That is, if you pick a transition with respect to A, if you are having both the whatever names you are having, whichever states you are moving, if both the states are there in the previous iteration, if both the states are there in the same group, then we will consider it to be as in the same group. If the transitions are in two different groups, then we will try to split that. So that is how this grouping algorithm was working. Okay. Now, if you have any null in between, that is, if you are having any null set, say for example, if you see in this exam, the one which I am showing, D1, D2, D3, with respect to A transition, we don't have any which is considered to be as an empty one, null. Not in this case. Yeah. So if you come across, for this example, if you see with respect to S0, S1, we have an empty one. That is, if with respect to F transition, if you see S0 and S1, if you see with respect to F transition, we have S1 and null. Similarly, with respect to I transition, which is null, S4. Similarly, with respect to E transition, it is null and S2. So when we are having this null during this transition time, and everything in all the transitions, if you are having something like this, then we will be looking at looking at this S1, S4, and S2, whether they belong to the same group in the previous iteration. So in this case, if you see, all S1, S4, S2 belong to the same group in the previous one, so we kept it together. If you pick with respect to S0 and S2, so same S0 and S2 with respect to F transition, which is S1 and null, with respect to E transition, which is null and S3. So now how do we take a decision is, since we are having null transitions, how do we take up a decision is based on S1 and S3. Does S1 and S3 belong to the same group? So if you see in this case, S1 belong to one group, that is in this case, just above iteration means that will be this iteration. In the above iteration means this is the above iteration. So now if you see here, S1 is in one group, S3 is in other group. So we have to take up a call like it has to be split. So that is how it has been split. So in this grouping algorithm, we take up a decision based on the transitions. So in the transition, when you are seeing if the transitions are having contents and any one transitions are having the contents without any null, then we will take up the call based on that particular transition. So in that transition, if in the previous iteration, the states which are there, if it is in the same group, then we will not split it. If it is in two different groups, then we will split. Similarly, if you are having null, that is the empty one, then we have to take with respect to the transitions, that is with respect to all the transitions. Ma'am, I just told this, but it was not. Yeah.
Ma'am, if there is a mix of both, ma'am, then what will happen? Like, say in this example, S0 with E had some state.
S0 with E had some state.
Some state, and when you compare it with S2,
then we will come. Yeah, then we will take up a call based on these two transitions, these
No,
two,
ma'am, those
whatever
two
is
transitions are in the same state. Okay. Those two transitions are in the same state. Then should we again check for S1 and some other state if it is there?
no. If you are having at least one transition, if you are having everything complete, then you can take up a call based on that transition. Say in this this example, somewhere we had come across that somewhere we had taken one call, something like this. See in this case A and F. If you see A and F, see B and with respect to zero transition, we reach to A and F. This is these two cases we are taking. So B and null, we can't take up a decision as such. So we see with respect to transition 1, so which is C and F. So if you see, C is in one group, F is in another group. So we have to split. So that's the reason why we had split here. Vishnu, did I answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Like what I asked is like if they are in the same group, if C and F were in the same group, and then say there was one more input 2, okay, 0, 1 and 2. So for that input there is a null and a state. Like A gives null and F goes to some state. Now in this case we'll have to, like will we have to compare the B with the nulls, like the new state? That's my question. Like,
If suppose if you are having that instead of C, if you say here F, okay, then
okay,
both are in the same states, right? F
same
and
state.
F. So
And I
then
have one transition.
we don't
Uh,
have to compare it with B. So
okay,
F
so
and F, since both are in the same place, same group, then we can go with we can combine A and B can A and F can go together.
okay, yes.
Ma'am, like with respect to zero state, with respect to zero, A and F differ, no, ma'am. Like A has 3 and F has 5, and even though with respect to one they are matching, can we put A and F together in a group? Can we neglect the 5, ma'am?
We can neglect because at least in one transition we have one complete we can take up a decision, right? Because in one, that is in one transition with respect to one, both the contents in that particular with respect to one transition for A and F, it belong to the same group.
Hello, madam.
Okay, ma'am.
So we
Uh,
can take up a decision saying that A and F can go together. Not in this case, not for this example. I'm just saying in general.
Hello, madam.
Yes, Dattatreya.
Madam, I have a doubt, madam. The thing is, madam, can you go back to the previous slide, madam? Let's take in the input 0, madam. In place of 5, madam. Okay, no, madam. In place of 5, let's take if there was A, madam. If there was A, and in 1.
Yeah. And in what?
F on both the.
F and F.
Yes,
So
madam.
now if you see with respect to zero transition for A and F, B and A. So
Yes.
B is in one group, A is in another group. So we can say that A and F will not go together.
Okay. Madam,
At least in one transition, if you are if you can make out the contents which you are having in two separate groups, then we have to split.
okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So if you consider the transition table in this way, with respect to zero transition B, with respect to one transition, if you are considering instead of C, if you consider it to be as F.
Yes,
Similarly
madam.
for F, instead of phi, if you are considering it to be as capital A, and
Yes.
for transition 1, if you consider it to be as F.
Hmm.
So
On
with
both.
respect to zero transition B and A. So in the previous iteration, if you see, previous iteration means in this iteration, if you
Yes, ma'am.
take up F is in A is in one group, B is in another group. So we
Yes.
have to split. Okay.
Okay.
So in any one
Ma'am?
transition, you have to make it out. Yes.
That means if F was a final state, then F can be merged together, no ma'am?
What?
C and F.
B and F?
If F was also final, C and
See, I just
Can
told a
I-
generic one, not for this particular case. Okay, not for this particular DFA at all. Don't compare it with this particular DFA.
Yes, ma'am, like that only. For C and F, only they differ with zero transition, zero input. But here C is a final state, F is a non-final state. If F was also a final state, then C and F can be put together, no ma'am? Can be
C and F
grouped
can be
together,
put
no ma'am?
together. C and F will come together.
Madam,
If that was the case, then also it is A and B we are comparing, right? So A is in another group, B is in another group.
madam. Hello. In the second iteration, A is in one group, F is in another group, B, C, D are in one group, madam. Okay, madam. So what do we need to compare, madam? Next, B and C, madam.
Next, you compare with the next group, which is B, C, D, E. In that, we are picking B and C together. So B and C, when you pick, so B and C, if you are picking, so you see DF with respect to zero transition, it is DF. So DF, so D is in one group. So this will be our above group which we are looking at. This one. So B is in one group and F is in another group. So we have to split. So that's the reason why B has come in one group. B has been placed here and C has been placed here.
Okay. And next we have to compare B and D.
Next we are comparing B and D. So when we are comparing B and D, these two cases, with respect to zero transition,
D are in same group.
DD are in same group. So
But
it will be
E is in a different
EE.
group. E is in a different group.
DD. So DD, it's in the same group. EE, it's in the same group.
E is okay. We have to check the second step. Okay.
So EE is in the same group. So we can say that B and D will go together. Now B and F, if you pick, sorry,
Madam,
B and E when you pick.
Madam, we have to check with respect to step number 2, no, madam?
Iteration. Before, just above iteration, whatever groups you're having, that group.
Okay.
Okay, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So yesterday, there was some, I was trying to tell, but it was not heard.
Body hands.
So when I didn't get the response, I understood I was not audible. So you can try this. These two cases you can try out. I'll share the slides by next class. So implementation of scanners. So implementation of scanners, which means that we are directly converting our achieved minimized DFA into the coding part. So when you are converting into coding part, we have three different approaches how we can convert our minimized DFA to the. Okay, so the first approach which we can do, the first one which we were looking into is table driven implementation. Okay, so coming to the complexity and all, once we discuss about these algorithms, we will come back and see with respect to the complexity. At that time, I think you yourself can try it out. So table driven scanners. So as the name specifies, whatever that is whatever characters you are going to get, that is for the given DFA, you will be generating the tables. So what all tables which we have for this what all tables which we can generate. So first table which we can generate, so we have taken up for this example, that is register number for unlimited register numbers. Okay, generating a register numbers with respect, that is with unlimited numbers. Okay, so the DFA would be something like this. So for that, so first table what we will be generating would be the classifier one. So first of all, we have to identify what are the characters, group of characters which will come across, and we have to just name it. Okay, instead of saying it to be a 0, 1, 2, 3, instead of it, we can categorize it with respect to the classifier table. So first, what we are, if you come across R, small letter R, we are mapping it to be as register. With respect to any digits which you come across, we are mapping it to be as a name digit. End of the file, that is the last character, that is considered to be as other. Other than any of these three things, it is named to be as other, and it is considered as other itself. Okay, so this will be our first table, so which we have called it to be as character, that is classifier table. Okay, so we will once we, yeah, let me complete this.
Okay.
Dattatreya. So once we get this classifier table, we can generate our transition table. So transition table can be generated by seeing our DFA. So what would be the contents what we can have here in your columns? So columns we can name it to be as by using this classifier table, that is the category what we have given, the register, digit, and others. So we will have only 3 columns. What about rows? We will have the rows to be as with respect to the states. So states will be considered to be as our rows. Columns will be the category what we have mentioned. What are the different categories which we have? So now you can generate the contents in the transition table, that is starting from the initial state S0 with respect to register. So R, if you come across the character R, we will be in S1 state. With respect to digit, we would reach to the trap. That is what we were saying. So in this case, since we were discussing with respect to the programming, we will call it to be as error state. So similarly, if any other character, then also we will reach to error state. Similarly, for all the other states also we will mention. And last, we will have an error state also defined. So in error state, with respect to register, you will be in the same error state. With respect to digit also, you will be in the same error state. With respect to any other characters also, you will be in the error state. So this also needs to be mentioned in the transition table. Okay. So the second table which we would be using would be the transition table. So now once we get all these things, now we have to specify at which state, when you are in which state, what is the final result, what you should get. So based on that, we call it to be as token types. So that would be our final result, right? So for that, we maintain a table where you would be specifying when you are in which state, what should be your final result. So if you are in at the state 0, so if you are in the beginning state itself, that means we can't we can't give any token saying that it is a register. So what it will be, we can say it to be as an invalid one. So similarly, if you are still in S1 state, we can say that it is an invalid one. Once you reach to the S2 state, that means it's in the final state. It's considered to be as the accepted state. So we can say that it is register. So what is the token what we are going to give is register. So we can say it to be as register. Similarly, if it is an error state, that is in the trap state, which you are familiar with the name. So if you are considering it to be as the error state, then also we will say it to be as an invalid state. So these are the 3 tables which we would be maintaining in this table driven scanners. Okay. So someone was asking something.
Madam?
Yes, Dattatreya.
Madam, can I explain me this one, madam, second table, madam?
Second
Why?
table, it is a transition table. So usually when we write the transition table, you have learned with respect to writing it with respect to whatever characters come across in your DFA, right? 0 to 9 means 0, 1, 2, 3, something 0 to 9. You would be written. So instead of it, now we have named it. That's it. So the naming ceremony has been done in this classifier table.
Okay.
So that is what this classifier table is meant for.
And in the first table, madam, under EOF, can we not give as nil, or and in the other column, can we not give it as nil?
No, not required, because that is also considered to be as because by the time you would be in the final state itself.
Okay, ma'am.
You would have once you would have crossed your final state.
Okay, ma'am.
So we can easily find, we can come back to it. So longest match we can easily find out. So it's not required. We can directly map it to be as an EOF, so that one column could be reduced. Okay. So keeping this, when we yes.
After that,
Your voice is breaking, Priya. I don't know. I can't understand anything.
Now also, ma'am.
Now it's
Okay.
fine.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I just verified if after merging phi state with the non-phi state, if the regular expression remains the same. It is
Shall we discuss
changing,
it
ma'am.
later? Let me complete this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll discuss it after the end of.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So table driven scanners. So here when we okay, so when we take up with this example, sorry, not example. So when we come to this coding part, so how this code will be structured is, so you should be having the initial states. So that means you have to have some initial values. So what will be the initial values that has to be mentioned? Along with that, you will be having a loop which will be scanning all the words. That is, each character by character you would be taking up. So scanning, you require one loop. Along with that, you have to just analyze whether you have reached the final state or not. At least once did you come across any final states. If you have come across, then we can tell that particular contents, you can consider it to be as the valid word. Otherwise, you can the remaining things can be tagged to be as an invalid one. So for that, at least you should know at least once did you cross the accepted state, that is the final state. Did you cross the final state? So for that, we will be taking up this rollback concept. Okay, so first, let's see. So here we will be just a gist of the program. I'll just tell the gist of it, and we will take up an example and see, map it up with the example, this algorithm. So in the table driven algorithm, what we have is, first we will be taking up the initialization portion. So these four statements which you are having will be considered to be as initialization. So initialization means when you are having your DFA, that is, we are converting our DFA to a code. So your DFA would be usually starting from an initial state. So if you are naming it to be as S0, so you are saying that the state is initialized to be as S0. And lexem is nothing but the where you would be keep on concatenating your character by whatever characters you are reading, those all the characters would be appended and made it to be as a word. So for that you need a string, so that has been named to be as lexem, and initially it is an empty string. And similarly, to maintain to know what is the status of it, you need a stack. So initially it is an empty stack. And just to understand, you're initially pushing the content to be as bad. So your the initial content what you will be having is bad. Okay, just to analyze that you had some word or something, for that purpose you are maintaining this bad. Okay, so now you are having a loop. This particular loop is used for reading the contents character by character. Okay, so how long you have to read the content? Till you reach your error state. That is, till you reach your trap state. Till that point of time, you can keep taking the contents. Once you reach the trap state, you don't have to read the contents at all. You can directly come out of that particular loop. So that is the reason why in the condition what you have mentioned here is whether the state, if the state is not an error state, then only do this following. Otherwise, ignore it. You come out of that loop. So once you enter this loop, what is the first thing what we are going to take up is next char. So this next char is considered to be as a macro, that is a function. So which is going to take from your input, each character would be taken and that is assigned into the variable char. And that is getting appended to your lexeme. So which is initially it was an empty string. So it is getting character by character you would be appending to this variable lexeme. Okay, and after that you are just checking whether your state, whichever state you are in, whether it is in the final state. If it was a final state, that means what, you can remove all the contents from the till that point of time, whatever you have taken into the stack till that you can remove it. That is not required. Okay, that means at least once we have crossed a final state to keep track of it. Okay. If not, if it is not a final state, then we keep pushing the contents into the stack. And along with that, when we have to take up the transitions, we have to see what is the name, what we have given in the category. So charcat, the character, whatever character you have come across, you are taking it from this one-dimensional table. That is, from this table you are taking it out, and what is the category what has been identified will be taken. So if the character is say a number 2, it has been categorized to be as digit. So digit would be taken up, and you are taking the transition with respect to the state with respect to that category. So if you are in S0 state with respect to digit, where you would be, what transition you would be doing it. So you are looking into the transition table and take up which state you would be moving. So that state would be taken. So you would be iterating this, reading character by character. How long you would be doing this iteration? Till your state reaches to an error state. Okay. So till that point of time, you would be iterating in this, reading the character by character contents, and you would be here itself. Once you come out, what happens? You are just checking. You just want to, if it is the valid string, what would happen at the end? You would be having the end of the file, that is evof would be the one. So by you seeing this evof, you would have reached to the error state. So that means you just have to take one step back, so that you would be getting the contents, the accepted contents. So for that purpose, we are just checking to know the final states, to see the final state. We are just having the condition given to be as, if the state is not an accepted, if the state is not a final state, as well as if you don't come across any final state, that means in your stack you would be having this content bad. That is the reason why this bad has been initially pushed into. Just to take a note whether we have come across at least one final state, just to keep track of that. So that is the reason why you are having in this particular loop, you are maintaining the condition to be as, if the state is not an accepted final state, and if the state is not a bad state. If so, you just pop the last contents, whatever you have, you just pop it. Similarly, keep removing the contents from lexeme, character by character. Okay, so this is what we call it to be as the rollback. So whatever characters you have taken, that would be removed character by character. Similarly, from your stack, you are pushing the one by one. Okay.
Madam.
So let me complete. Then once you come out of this loop, if you are in the final state, then we would be then once you come out of this loop and still your state is in the final state, then we can say that what content you are having, that is based on your final state name, that is the position of your state and that particular lexeme. the third table what you had. So from that, whatever content you had, that could be returned. If it is not in the final state, then you can directly say it's an invalid one. Okay, so that is how this three tables has been will be used. Okay, so now nothing is understood, I know. We'll take up one example. Say for example, this you are going to take up this R023. Okay, so we will just trace the statement, that is how this has been executed. So first I have put the right side corner, I have just taken the algorithm, the initial state and the reading part. Okay, so statement by statement we will see. So we will be maintaining these contents, that is what is the state, what state you will be in, what is the lexeme status, as well as what is the stack status and the transition. It got striked out, so it's nothing but it's a transition. Okay, so first time what happens, it is in the initialization step. So in the initialization step, what is happening? First, we are mentioning our state is S0, and we are making it to be as the lexeme to be as an empty string, and the stack has been pushed with the content bad. So this is the initialization step. Okay, once this initialization step is done, what happens? We are moving into the loop, that is the scanning portion. We are scanning of characters we are going to take up. Okay, so while loop we are going to enter. So in this while loop, first time when we are entering, we check S0 is not an error state, so we enter over here, and then by using this next char, we are reading the character. So what is the character which we are going to get? Which is R. So R is the one which we are going to read. So once we get this R, what we are doing, we are going to append into our lexeme. So R would assigned over here, appended. So empty string appended with R. So R would be you would be achieving the character R. Along with that, first after that, what we are doing, we are checking whether it is in the accepted state. S0 is not the final state, so it will skip. Next, what happens? You are pushing the content into the stack. So S0 would be pushed onto your stack, and then we would be taking we will be comparing the two tables. So we would see the content what you are having in that particular table. So charcat table, which is classifier table, what is the character which you had, which is R. So in that table, what is this R named? It is register. So category would be given to be as register, right?
Madam.
So this is how it would be. Yes.
Madam, can you explain me from if state belongs to SA? This one, madam. From if state onwards. Hello? Hello?
Then we don't have to clear the stack.
Madam,
So,
I could hear you, madam. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
I cannot hear you, madam. Can you again explain me from if state onwards, madam?
We are just seeing whether the S0 state is not the error state. Okay,
Yes,
so it's not an error. It's not an error state. So what happens? We are just taking the next character. So what is our next character from
R.
this given word? What is our next character, which is R? So R is getting appended to our lexeme. So R has been appended. So you could see R has been mentioned here.
Yes,
So I
madam.
just maintained a table just to make you understand. So what is after that? After that, what we are going to check? After that, what we are going to see? We are going to see the stack. Sorry. After that, we are just going to compare whether the state is final state. S0 is not a final state, right? S0 is not a final state. So we don't have to clear the stack. So where the control comes to pushing the content onto the stack. So we are just pushing S0 onto the stack. So initially we had bad, so we have pushed the content onto the stack. So S0 is there on the top. After that, we are looking into our two tables, which is classifier table, just to retrieve what is the category named. So for R, we have categorized it to be as register. So now we would be seeing the transition. So transition of S0, the state which we have is S0 with respect to register, which is the category. So in that table, if you see, we would be reaching to S1 state. So that is what has been mentioned here.
Okay.
So hope you understood the order, the sequence. So first lexem has been done, then stack we have updated, then we are looking into the table, that is the transition table as well as the classifier table, the third and the final one which we have updated. So this would be our final S1 what we are maintaining. Okay. So similarly for the next step, so we are taking the next character, we are iterating, we are checking whether it's in the S1 is not in an error state. So we are moving on to the, we are reading the next character, which is 0, that has been appended onto the lexem. And then it's not in final state, so we don't have to clear the contents. We are pushing S1 onto the stack. So S1 has been pushed. Next, we are seeing the transition with respect to S1 state with respect to digit, because 0, it has been categorized to be as digit. So transition of S1 with respect to digit. In that table, it has been mentioned to be as S2. So we have S2 mentioned at the end. Now, once again, we are iterating. S2 is not a final error state. So once again, we are reading the next character. So our next character is 2. So 2 has been taken. We are appending into the lexeme. And then we are checking S2 is the final state. Is S2 our final state?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
The DFA is not S1.
Hello.
Shriba not audible. Shriba, you're not audible.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the slides visible? No.
Not yet, ma'am.
Yeah, one second. No?
Loading, ma'am.
Still not loaded?
It's in the blank, ma'am. Blank.
It is still blank, Shriba. Now it has loaded. Yeah. Yeah, now it is there.
Okay. So first, yeah. So till we have read the states R0, R023. Okay, we have read the character 2. So we were here in S2 state. So we were here in S2 state. So we had cleared, and the transition with respect to S2 state, with respect to the digit 2. So we would be in S2 state itself. So S2 has been mentioned. Next, once again we are iterating. We are checking whether it's in the error state. No. So once again we are reading the character. We are doing the same process. At the end, by seeing the transition, we would be in S2 state again. Okay. So now once we are done, all the characters have been taken. So once we have finished taking the last character, it would be mentioned to be as end of the file. So once you come across this end of the file, what happens? We are adding that into our lexeme. After that, we are checking whether it's in the accepted state. No, it is in the error state, right? So we are taking up transition with respect to what was our previous state, which was S2 state, with respect to other, that is EOF is considered to be as other, we would be reaching to error state. So error state. So now you would be coming out of this loop. So once we had come across this error state, we had come across, we had come out of this, we had come out of this error, we have come out of this loop. So once we had come out of this loop, so we have already read all the characters from, that is all the word has been read. Now we have to check whether it is in the, whether we can accept and we can assign some token to it. So that is the one which is the pending work. So for that, I just removed the remaining part. I just kept the later portions. So in that later portion, what are the things which we have to which we have to see? So we would be taking up the next loop where we are just checking whether the state, what is our current state? We are in the error state. So whether it's in the accepted state or whether it is in the bad state. Okay. So right now, what state we are in? We are in error state. So this loop would be satisfied. So we enter into that loop. What is the first thing what we are supposed to do? We are removing that particular content from the stack. So once we remove it, so that means what is the content what we are removing? Error is the one which we had in the that is in the stack what we had S2. So S2 would be the one which we are removing from the stack. Okay. So pop means after that we are truncating, that is we are removing the content, the last character of our lexeme. So what is our last character of our lexeme, which is end of the file? So that also has been removed. So that means this is the process is considered to be as rollback. So character by character we are removing from the lexeme. Similarly, we are popping the that is from the stack we are popping the information. State informations are getting popped out. Okay. So first we have popped the information in the stack. So which is S2 is the state which we had. So that has been removed. Next we are truncating. So after that, what is the information what you would be having it? So the lexeme what you would be having is R023. Right, R023, end of the file has been removed, and the state information what you would be having is S2. Okay. So your top was an S2, so that has been given to the state. So now you are mentioning the state S2, and your lexeme would be R023. Now when you iterate, what happens? The state S2, which is in the final state. So this condition doesn't satisfy. So you come out of that loop. When you come out of the loop, we have to make use of the token, that is which token has to be assigned to it. So that decision has to be taken. So we have an if else statement. So where you are checking whether the state whatever you had. So S2 is the state which we had right now. So it's in the accepted state. So it's in the final state. So what we have to do by seeing the position in the table, the last third table, token type table, what is the content what you had for your S2? Remember, for S2 state, we had mentioned to be as, if you see S2 state, we had mentioned it to be as register. So it would be returning the token type to be as register. If it was any other state, it would have written it to be as invalid. So that is what has happened in this case also. So is it clear? At least understood the partial algorithm. So this table driven scanners, it has to maintain certain tables. So it maintains 3 tables. The first table is for categorizing the contents of the DFA. The second table is the transition table, which is 2-dimensional array. The third table is again a 1-dimensional array where it maintains the details of each state. So if once at the end, once you reach to which particular state you belong to, what is the token, what you have to return it back. Okay, so based on that, these are the 4. You have 2 loops. One loop is for reading the contents, that is reading character by character. The second loop is for rollback, just to make sure you had come across at least once the accepted state, or you have never come across. So that's why you have 2 conditions but with respect to the logical operator, and just to make sure whether you had come across any final state or and it's not a bad. We will take one more example for an error message. So R023AB, if this is the content what you have for this particular word. Now how it works. So R023 we have seen, we have taken the contents R023. Till here it is fine, right? Now when you iterate, you are in S2 state. It's not an error state. So now you are reading the character. So you would be reading the character A. And S2 it's in the final state. So you would be clearing the stack. And you are pushing the information of current state. So what is the state information, which is S2. So S2 is getting pushed onto the stack, and you are applying the transition. So what is the content what you have in your category table for A? It would be others. So transition of S2 with respect to others, you would be reaching to error state. Okay. So once you reach the state information, what you would be having by the end of this iteration would be SE. So now you are comparing whether you are in that particular loop, what happens? You would be coming out of that loop because you have reached to the error state. So now you enter into the second loop. So in that loop, what is the condition? Your state should not be in final state, and it should not be in a bad state. So your SE doesn't fall in either of these 2 cases. So you will enter the loop. What is the first thing what you are doing? You are removing the content from the stack. So you are popping the content and you're assigning it to the variable name called state. So state would be getting the information to be as S2, right? Because your stack, what is the content what you have is S2. That is the only content what you have in the stack. So once you get this, you're along with this, what is the next thing what you are doing? You're truncating the lexeme. So you're removing the character, the last character of your lexeme. So which is A has been removed. Okay, so this is what we call it to be as rollback. Now, when you see the state, so S2 is the state which you are having. So now S2 is in the final state, right? So this condition doesn't satisfy. So you come out of your loop. So once you come out of the loop, what happens? You are just checking whether S2 is in the final state. So S2 is in the final state. So that means here you are going to find the longest match. That means at least once you have come across the final state. So at least that you are going to make sure. Okay. So that means now you would be getting the information to be as R023 is there is a match for R023, but there is no match for AB. Okay, is it clear? Even though you are specifying R023AB, the longest match would be taken up. So R023 would be accepted and AB, it would be iterating for trying to find is there any other token which could be matched. Anyways, it won't be there. So it will be at the end, you will be getting an error message. Okay. So one more example, instead of R, if you are taking up A1, 2, 3. So now what happens? So initialization S0, which is an empty string, and then coming to the stack, which is bad, all this information. Now S0 is not a S0 is not an error state. So you will enter into the loop. Now you are seeing S0 with the transition you would be taking up, you would be ending up in the error state. So SE, you would come out of the loop. Now again, you will enter into the other loop where you are not in the final state, nor the bad. So you are popping the state information. So state, what is the information what you have? S0. Now you iterate again. It's not final state. It's not bad. So once again, you will pop. You are truncating the lexeme and you're popping. So what is the information what you have in the state? So which was bad, right? So bad, it won't be accepted. So you come out of it, come out of that particular loop and you see whether it is in the final state. It's not in the final state. So you would come out of the, you would be returning it to be as invalid. Okay. So we'll see the drawback of this table driven scanners and continue with the direct coded scanner in the next class. Thursday we don't have class. Friday we will try to finish with this algorithm implementation part. So I'm done for today's class. If you have any doubts, you can get it clarified.